I've been getting a lot of people asking me questions about my cat pens. You guys are fascinated with them, which I love. And one of the questions I've been asked recently is about the misting system that we have, because it has been very, very hot here in Australia. I am very lucky at the moment. It is not super hot here in Perth. It's just mild, mid-30s. But I know that there's heat wave going on in the rest of Australia. So for some of you, you might be living in a colder climate, but this is Australia and we've got beautiful weather, but it also gets scorchingly hot. So I wanted to show you a little bit more about the misting systems that we have. Now, we have the Holman systems, and you can buy these from Bunnings. You can see that my catnip needs a bit of water there, and I'm going to find a pen, a good example. I'm not sure if you can probably see. I'll probably have to, so at the back here, the hose comes up, and the misting system is at this level. It goes around there. It's in the back area of the pen only, so the cats have a choice. They can choose to be in the area that's being misted, or they can choose to be in the other area. And the other thing is it goes across the front of their little cabin there, and they can actually sit in the back area behind where it's been misting, and it is really cool for them there because the misting's been happening. They don't actually like to sit out where the mist is. They like to sit near where it's been misting, and it's nice and cool for them. And the misters come on, they normally will stay on. They've got a timer on them that comes with the kits. You buy the timer as separately, and they'll come on for a period of, I think it's about 4 hours. So we'll wait until until the day gets quite warm, and then we'll put them on, and then they'll turn themselves off. But I just want to show you, and I have to be a bit cautious because yesterday Damien was cleaning up down the back of the pens, and he was lucky enough to encounter a snake. So we do get snakes here in WA. It's a normal thing. We don't get too excited about it. We don't go running off trying to get them caught or anything. They live here, we live here. We just have to be a bit cautious about where you're going when you're walking around out the back. So this is the back, and I don't normally show this to people, but this is the beautiful area behind our house. And it's probably full of snakes. Well, we know it's full of snakes. Here is the hose system. This is the bit you guys are all going to be like, wow. Okay, here we go. So you can see all the connectors. Now what you're seeing here is you're seeing the connectors for our misters, but you're also seeing the connectors for our watering, our cat water. So what we do is we have self-filling watering drinking stations for the cats, but they don't run all the time. What we do is we go in, we empty them, and then we turn the tap on and it fills them all up at the same time. So it's not like set and forget with them, because those ones don't get cleaned. We like to just clean them out, empty them out, clean them out, and then we will refill them using turning the tap on and off. So there's 2 sets of hoses going on here. The one set obviously to the water, the other set is going up to the misters. And here's the misters here. Again, being cautious because of the snake situation. Anyway, they can't get into my pens. You can see that we've got these bases here. It's all, there's nowhere for them to get in unless they learn how to climb. Okay, over here we've got the hose coming in for the misting system. We've got the hose coming in for the water, and then we've got the hose coming in for the misting system here. Oh, okay. There's a misting system here that's going up into the pen, and then it goes around this area, around here, over there with my recycled signs. Hello, Cuthbert. You're a good boy. On the other side, we've got one coming in as well, and there is Baxter. Hello, Baxter. And this one goes around for Baxter and Quimby. Good boy. Oh, Quimby's over there. Quimby. He's sitting right underneath the mister, so if I turn it on, he's going to get wet. Over here, we have the hose with the timer. This is snake ground 0 here, so I'm going to be cautious again. We set the timer, click it on, and it runs during the heat of the day. So I might just put it on. Poor Quimby's going to get wet. And show you what it's like when it's working, because I really am hoping that by showing you guys this, that you will be able to maybe use it where you are, because like I said, heat waves, nobody wants them. Alright, I'm making sure the tap's on, and I think Damien's just coming to see what I'm doing. He wants to know why I'm down here where the snakes are. Then we turn it on. So we've got off and we've got on manual, we just turn it on. You see the water's going through, and what happens is it'll pressure up these little pressure pot things, and then it starts to mist. But Quimby's just ran out. So we've got the mist happening here. It'll run for a little period, and then it'll stop. The thing about running the misters is that it will, goes Reggie, it will make a mess. It will make a really big mess in the pens because they will get wet, they will get grubby, they'll get dirty, especially where we are, where we've got the gum trees leaving stuff everywhere. But at the end of the day, none of that matters as long as your cats are nice and cool. And there, it's finished misting. So what it'll do is it'll just do that, it'll depressure, and then it'll just do that on and off for as long as the timer's going for. Hello, Baxter. Yeah, Quimby's gone out of that spot. So I'm just going to go turn that off again because we don't need it on at the moment. It's not hot here. It's not hot here today. So I don't have it on when it's not hot. I just turn it off. Put the cap back on. But that's an example of the misters in our Cattery pens. So it is, like I said, it will make them, you can see the mister lines here. These ones, we're actually going to be replacing these pens soon. So I don't know if you can see, but over there's a big puddle. You know, it does make a mess in the pens. And what I normally do is after it's been really hot, I'll go in there and I'll hose the pens out with this and use a squeegee to clean them all out because, yeah, they're just a bit gross. And the water in the pressure system just comes out over to there on its own. Another thing that we do to keep everything cool is that in between these pens, you can see that there's these are the poop cabins where the toilets are. In between here, I'll hose that down and keep that damp. I'll give that a good soaking in the morning, and then it'll stay nice and damp. We've also got, you can see the bricks that we've got lined up, the pavers. So they're also to just stop the snakes. And they can also be really soaked, and when they're soaked they'll hold on to that moisture and give it back in coolness. And then you can see Vinny there is sitting on some blocks. We've got some blocks in the pen, and I'll wet them down as well, and they will stay nice and wet and nice and cool for them to get onto. And we'll just hose down as much as we can and keep it damp, because we're lucky that it's not really super humid here in WA. We do get hot, but we don't get as humid as what it does in other states such as Queensland and places like that. So that's an example of our misting system. It's pretty, I don't know, we just knocked it up, put it up, and it's a bit rough and ready is what I'm trying to say. Probably get a bit nicer when we make the new pens, because this was retrofitted after we'd already put these pens in. Just a thing to tell you, if you do get the Holman system, checking for snakes, if you get the Holman system, these things here, they're like a little, they have a little filter and they crack. If they do, you can just bypass them. You don't actually need to have the filter on there. We had problems with them and we got in touch with the company, and that's what they told us. They told us we could take the filter off, and it wouldn't, then you wouldn't have to worry about it breaking, because once it breaks and leaks, there's no pressure and it won't work anymore. Okay, so there's some tips for you. There's Baxter. Isn't he growing into a beautiful boy? All the cats are pretty happy here today. The weather's great. When the weather's like this, they're all just hanging out, loving their lives. Here's Bobby. This is the perfect weather. So we're very lucky here in Australia that we have this kind of weather most of the time. I know some of the people in my new cat breeders club tell me that they have to deal with their cats being super cold because they can't keep them outside because they live in cold climates. But for us, it's pretty good because we live in a nice warm climate. So very conducive to cat breeding, let me tell you. Okay, bye for now.